Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Around the League. We're about to talk about week 2. Let's get right into it. I'm here with
Karibi.
Hassan.
X.
Wedgie.
nice. Let's get right into it. Week 2, game 1 was the Expendables versus Top Shotters.
Let's do that.
1, 2, 3. Top Shot. All right. I'm going to let them talk about the first half because I came late, and then I'll get back into it. Go ahead, boys.
I'll start it off. I think if Musa had something to prove. If y'all don't know, before the game, Musa and Patty had a exchange, and Musa said he was gonna retire from ABL, from hooping, if they lost this game. So I knew Musa was gonna come different this game, and in the first half he couldn't miss. He cooled off, and in the second half, I think Top Shotters really figured out there was I think Khalid was trying to get Eric involved, and Ibi was as well, but they were saying too much out on the 3-point line. So he realized Jackson and Musa were shooting all the shots, and Eric was kicking it to Khalid and Ibi, and they figured out those two guys wanted to shoot the ball a lot. And that, as soon as they figured that out, they started getting leak outs and they hit a bunch of threes. Wajie, Willie, Patty, and I think Moose got a few in there as well. I'm actually Garung and Patty, both co-captain and captain, led the way today. They played really well. Y'all got anything else to touch on that, Khalid?
I mean, yeah, I gotta shout out Top Shotters, man. They play hard every season. Regardless of their record, they play super hard, man. And Patty can hoop, man. I gotta give him this credit. So it's always fun competing against those guys.
Willie was a new addition to the team. They were missing him last week, and he hooped today.
Yeah, he had 20.
20 and 10. Somebody to help Wudgie get them boards, and he put the ball in the bucket.
Yeah.
Jackson came late and still ended the game 4 for 16, which is
He was getting them up.
he was shooting them things. Once again, Eric with only 7 shots, 4 for 7. I still think he needs to get the ball a lot more. The one thing Eric was doing today, he was posting up from the free throw line.
Yeah.
And your point guard or your guard should be able to tell you need to get lower in position, so you're just one dribble go up for the bucket.
I will give.
But regardless, he still needs way more
Yeah,
shots.
he needs more shots for sure. And then when he did touch it, I guess he was smart about it, but I don't think there should be ever a game where he takes less than 10, 12 shots.
For sure.
That's right.
And he made the right play 90% of the time. Got doubled, kicked it out, but he just needs to know he's too dominant and they need a bucket sometimes. They need one of those score on 2 bully. He was bullying Wudgie all the game.
Moose was 10 for 17. He played great. He came out the second half hitting back-to-back threes from damn near 35 feet out. So it was
Our problem was we couldn't respond with threes. Bro, we were
Top Shotters there.
I think y'all hit all y'all.
We were 9 for 30. Most of our threes came from the second half. Every time they hit a 3, we came back, either hit a 2 or just missed a 3.
I think y'all need to play Noah more, man.
His name is Garang.
Garang.
That bro was 5 for 18. And his biggest mistake is he ISO'd 3 people on the final possession when they had Wudgie wide open after Wudgie hit 2 back-to-back.
Wudgie and Moose, I believe. I think it was Moose and Wudgie with one guy.
That's how they sold the game. So they were down 28?
28.
They were down 28 at halftime. Top Shotters came back and took a 4-point lead with about a minute and a half left and sold.
They had mistakes. They had texts today.
The whole crowd was yelling, he's going to retire, but still they couldn't. That last possession was.
I'm telling you, Top Shot is the league favorite team.
Hey,
I mean,
shout out
we
to
did come back from a 25-point
Yeah.
deficit.
Yeah, y'all played really good in the second half.
Also, shout out to my whole team.
I feel like Wudgie needs to take more shots.
Noah needs to be in the game.
Noah last week he was hooping. This week I didn't see him much on the floor, and he ended out 0 for 4. Like I said, what's his name was 5 for 18. Willie was 9 for 17. And Patty was only 4 for 7. Patty's potentially one of the best shooters on this team, and he should be taking way more shots, in my opinion.
Hey, I want to say shout out Moose. I think it's still early in the season, but he could be one of the guys at the end of the season to get that most improved player.
Yeah, he's putting up.
He had 17 last week,
numbers.
And 9 this week.
He's playing
last season. I don't even think I could say he had either of those.
Yeah,
and he's been hooping.
Final score for that game was 69-67. The Expendables are 1-1. Top Shotters are 0-2.
No.
game 2.
Game 2 was Splash Bros versus Buckets R Us. Not gonna lie, this game was boring. But
Jalen that made it fun.
hey, shout out my boy Seatbelt, bro.
Belt.
Shout out to Seatbelt. Brother was doing
What
it
do you have?
all on the
I
court.
think both guys only had 5 today, right? Both teams only had 5 players each.
Both teams were down people.
And no disrespect to Seti. I think Seti is a great player, and him not being there hurts this team a lot. But we always bash Top Shotters for being the worst team in the league, and right now, I'm gonna be honest, Buckets R Us is looking like the worst team in the league.
Buckets R Us is for sure
Just
the
be
worst
straight
team in
up.
that league.
And I know it hurts Seti because he's on the side and he can't even do a lot of stuff to help them out, and he's just watching them at moments just take terrible shots, turnovers. I do like that Jordan. He took a lot of shots, but I've seen some worse shooting percentages than when he shot today. But I think he has to be on that every week. He has to come in here and demand the ball, get his shots up. He has to. The team will go as far as he takes them, especially if him and Jacob.
Yeah.
The one thing you can say about Buckets R Us is they share the ball. They had
Mhm.
4 players in double digits, and they only had 5 people show up today. So
I think that's just one person getting the ball and dribbling all the way down
They-
and shooting it.
They
I
also
think I
have-
saw Abdullah do that so many times
They,
today.
they also don't have a legit big face with face out, bro.
Yeah.
They out rebounded by 20 rebounds. They got out rebounded. That's big because the Splash Bros, they got a lot of offensive boards. Brendan especially, you got a lot of offensive boards. Like
So yeah, let's talk
easy
about
putback.
that. Let's talk about Splash
Jordan
Bros.
Collins shot 8 for 23.
Yeah, JC. That's what I'm saying. I feel like he has to do that, but he has to be more efficient.
Yeah, but Buckets R Us needs to figure some stuff out.
People need to show up. They
Like
need
I
you,
said,
LJ. Are you
L-
heard it?
LJ, you got to pull up. Seti, we hope you're back soon. Faisal, you got to pull up, get off that game. But yeah,
Ziggy was hooping.
they got some stuff to figure
Hey,
out.
now let's talk.
Splash
We gotta
Bros.
give these guys credit. That's 2-0 for them. They're 2-0.
Splash Bros are 2-0. My boy Seatbelt had 23 and what? I think
16.
15. 23 and 16.
I think he had
16
like
and 5.
5 assists and
look,
3 blocks.
5 assists, 3 blocks, 2
2
steals.
steals.
He did everything, and
He-
I think that compliments Jalen so much. Somebody else there does everything. He's just a little bigger. He does it at a different position,
Yeah.
but he was doing everything. And once they get their full team back, they're gonna look scary. I think they had 3 guys that had double doubles. Jalen had 12 boards. Ziggy had 11 boards. Brendan had 16.
It's kind of crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Jalen was 8 for 18, but he was just having fun
I think
today.
this team's the
Again,
most unselfish team in the
yeah,
league.
Jalen was just having
21
fun today.
assists.
Bro, you heard Jalen
21
yell
assists is
in the
crazy.
middle of the game. Talking about
Yeah, he was
everybody
like, I'm just trying to get assists.
21 assists is crazy.
I will say, Suffy was 1 for 13.
Why you gotta do my man's like that? Suffy,
Suffy was 1
Klay
for
Thompson.
one thing I'm gonna tell you, advice, don't stop shooting, but you don't always gotta settle for that 3. They're leaving you so open, you could take a dribble or 2, get to the rim, see the ball go through that basket, and then get back to the 3 line. They're gonna keep trusting you. You got 13 shots. Some guys wouldn't pass the rock back to you, but you're lucky you're on a good team, man. What else? Who else can we? Ziggy.
Ziggy
was hitting
He played bad in
threes.
the first
He
half.
started off very frustrated in the beginning, but second half,
He got
he
2.
made, what, 3 threes in a row?
3 threes in a row.
Yeah,
That
he-
corner, he started torching
he
him. Jalen
started-
was letting him know too. He was talking to him the whole time. He was talking to Seti the whole time, and I know Seti hates it because he can't even do nothing about it. He's on the sideline.
It was good
He
to
was in the
see
booth.
Ziggy get back into that rhythm.
Kasha 6 for 10.
Shout
Kasha
out
was
Kasha.
hooping good.
Boy made it out.
He
Kasha
played-
was hooping good today too, bro. He's not, unlike these other seasons, he doesn't have that much pressure on him to score, so he could really
He done everything. He had
He- yeah,
14, 7, and 6.
he could really find his role on this team. And full roster, this team,
They're missing all their bigs. They're missing Jaren, Ali, and Wally.
That's
Let me
that's
just
a
say
bench.
this. Jalen, one of the best passers I know. Maybe give Kasha a better oop next time so we can see some, get
We
a.
want to see some showtime, man. I know y'all Splash Bros. Y'all just like shooting the ball, but let us see some dunks.
Yeah.
That boy trying to throw it to the heavens, man. I know Kasha can jump, but not that high, brother. Come on, man.
final score of that game was 74-67. Splash Bros taking the dub. Splash Bros are 2-0.
2-0. Buckets are
Are 0-2.
And
Game 3,
I think
which
this is
was
the most exciting game.
game of the night. Click the wrong thing. Game of the night. We had Cold Hearted versus Free Palestine.
Hey, were we correct about our predictions from last week? Well, me and Ali did the podcast last week. That game 1, who do we have winning? Between who played game 1? Yeah, we were right for both. We're 2-0 so far. We were right on Expendables. We were right on Splash Bros. And We were right on Free Palestine.
Are we keeping tallies like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
I'm
predictions.
keeping
We do
tallies.
predictions every week. Yeah, so first of all, I'm gonna give a big shout out to my boy Deshaun Evans. He was
He was hooping.
hooping in the first half.
He told me before the game too. He said, "I've been too passive the past 2-3 seasons."
He had 25 points. He was 9 for 17. The second half, he took some questionable shots, but still shots he could hit. Brandon 1 for 7. Malik 1 for 7. Shannon 12 for 18, and Mo Ali was 3 for 9.
If Brandon and Malik could get their shots going,
Get
they're
going.
winning that game by 10 at least.
Yeah, they were missing Lareed as well.
Honestly,
today.
they're
Missing Larry.
And they're missing Lareed.
missing their best
They
shooter.
only hit. Look how many threes they hit today. They hit 4, and Mo hit 1.
Hey, Mo hit one.
Yeah, and that's out of Mo's game. But
Yeah.
Mo usually gets to the rim and finishes, but he hit a 3, and
Shannon 12 for 18.
I think Deshaun's the only other one to hit 3s. I knew when they got to this side though. In the second half, they didn't hit a single 3.
Threes.
Shout out Free Palestine though. They had injuries, foul trouble. They stuck with it, and I still don't think they're moving the ball enough. They are between the guards, but I think they need to get Madge a little more involved. But they got the win, man. That's all that matters.
They need
That's 2 games under their
when
belt.
Madge is at the top of the key and he's clapping for that ball, that means he has that energy to
Yeah, he
drive
has
straight to
go
the basket.
downhill and get a bucket.
He's not just a post.
I promise you, Madge is not going to shy away from it.
Yeah, he's gonna.
This is literally a battle of layups. Both teams only made 4 threes out
They
of
can't shoot no
15 and
jumpers.
16. So this wasn't even it was all in the paint. It was a paint game.
Craig picked it up from last week. Last week, I think Craig had 2. He had 16 today. 16 and 10.
Craig, who
11.
Chevy was 2 for 9. He
Had another bad game, but I think he did a lot to control the tempo of the game today. There'd be times like he'd just get the ball, he'd walk it down, get it to Yosh. And I think, how many turnovers did he have?
He gets other people open.
How many turnovers?
He had 4.
He had 4 turnovers, but I think he controls the game well for them. He needs to figure out how to shoot in this gym. That's an issue for him. That's an issue with their team, to be honest, because they can't really shoot. And I think Moody hit 2 big 3s for them.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but shout out Mahmoud Khalil, bro. He was 4 for 6, and he hit
10
2.
points.
He hit 2 huge
10
back-to-back
points.
threes.
He got a clutch rebound too. I really think he's one of the biggest reasons they won today.
Those threes were big.
Both those 3s were big. One of them, I think, Sime drove down. Sime drove baseline, kicked it out to him. The other one, he got in off a quick break, leak out fast break, 3-ball. And
What'd you see, X?
I mean, one thing I would say about Cole Harden, man, don't hold your heads on this. This is your
it's our first game. They already played one game.
Y'all got to learn each other, how everybody plays.
They only had 5.
You only had 5, and then to lose by 4, even though you played, you have people shooting as bad as they did, you lose by 4. You had an opportunity to win the game at the end of the game. So
Malik went 1 for 8 from the line, 1 for 7.
Yeah,
from
I was
the
just
field.
looking at that. They were 6 for 17 from the free throw line.
That's what I'm saying.
That's game right
They would have won that
That's
game,
game
but
right
Imagine them were 10 of 22.
they were 50%. That's not bad.
They
But
won
35, 7, and they said they didn't
And
shoot
Malik's-
any free
Malik's
throws. They
actually-
shot 17.
I played with Malik the past 2 seasons. Well, season 4 and 3. He's actually a really good free throw shooter.
yeah, very
And when
good.
Larib comes back, he's gonna help.
Yeah,
with the
Larry's
three.
going to help for sure
with
with
the
shooting.
3, especially.
He's gonna help with that
Yeah.
spacing a lot.
And I saw Brandon took, I don't know if he heard the podcast or not, but he really was trying to be a floor general out there. And we didn't say I wouldn't say just focus on that because he's a scorer. Be yourself out there. But I think he can mix it up. I know it wasn't going for him today, but somebody's going to have to step up on that team and hit some jumpers to make the rest of the game easier for Mo, Shano,
Yeah, because hey,
Malik. Deshaun was doing it in the first half. They were up.
they had 62 points, and Deshaun and Shannon had 50 of them.
Yes.
There's only 2 people in
They,
double digits.
they
on your
need
team,
they need help.
and 4 people in double digits on free.
Brandon, we know Brandon could hoop. We know he could get that bucket. It's just we want him to facilitate more, but not at this level.
Hey, shout out to him though. He had 6 steals today.
Who?
Brandon?
Brandon had
Brandon had
6
6
steals
steals
today.
Nice.
Dang.
6 assists, 6 steals, 7 boards.
Yeah, they had 5 more steals.
If I'm not gonna lie, if he plays like that, a little more efficient on offense, and Malik can get it together, this team looks really good.
and then Larib comes in and hits
They
some threes
defend.
for them.
Larry's gonna get him up, so I know he's gonna knock down at least 3 threes in the game.
Where else are they missing? Larib.
The
They have
rest.
enough guy KC.
KC was
KC.
here, but he pulled up late.
Oh, I seen him on the
He
bench.
didn't really get
He
in.
didn't- he
Yeah,
didn't
I
sub
don't think he didn't sub in because it's a new team. He didn't want to. I talked to him after the game. he didn't want to mess up what they had going
Didn't
on.
step on anybody's
Yeah.
toes or stuff, but
Yeah, but you got to get out there, man.
I think that he definitely
Yeah.
could have used him.
It's better to get everybody knowing each other now than later.
All right.
Curry got a double-double
Hey,
at 16.
Palestine 2-0. Last week I wasn't too impressed by their win. This week I was impressed by their win. Last week I wasn't impressed. They beat a team by 30. They're supposed to do that to that team. This week it was a dogfight, and they
It
won.
was a good
They
game.
won.
I know
It tested them a lot. I think they were up 8 with like a minute 50 left. Lead evaporated.
Yeah.
Don't use those type of.
That's one thing
guys,
about
though.
Free Palestine. They're not able to slow that ball down.
Yeah.
They can't kill the clock. Y'all got to keep going, man. Y'all, my honest opinion, y'all don't have enough ball handlers to keep that
Zero
going.
assists for some.
But final score of that game was 62-66. Free Palestine's 2-0. Cold Hearted's 0-1 because they had a bye last week.
Yep. I want to move on to. We're 3-0, by the way.
Yeah, our predictions have been.
I think some raises 2 for 3.
Yeah.
But the rest of us are 3-0. So
Next week, I'm gonna say the matchups, and I'm gonna one by one. Y'all tell me who y'all got. Game 1 at 5:30 is gonna be Cold Hearted versus Top Shotters.
Top shotters.
Who you got, Deke?
I don't think Cold Hearted losing next week. I'm gonna be honest. I like Top Shot. I think that Wedgie's not gonna be here. I know that for sure. And they don't have enough size. I think Shannon and them Deshaun play like they did today. They're gonna smack them. Take it as you take it like you want it, but they're gonna smack them.
X.
Yeah, Top Shot will play hard.
Top Shot is my
I
favorite
think they'll
team.
make it competitive for a little bit, but I just feel like they have no answer for Shannon.
If they don't shoot the ball they did today, like they did today,
Yeah.
they're gonna be out of there.
Like you literally, if no Wedgie, then that means he has free reign to really go in there. They don't have nobody to jump with him, to bump him, no nothing.
Malik
And if
too.
everybody else is hooping, that's a
Who
very
you got,
tough
Wedgie?
game.
I have to go with my team.
Damn, that sounds like you didn't want to go for
No,
the team,
obviously
bro.
I want to.
Patty, you hear that? That's crazy.
No, man.
I'm gonna go with Cold Hearted, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout because I think the same thing that's gonna happen where Shannon and them they're gonna hoop in the first half, but Top Shotters they don't give up.
Mhm.
And one thing about Cold Hearted that we've noticed, they tend to slow down. So I'm gonna go Cold Hearted, but I don't think it's gonna be as easy as a dub as
Willie's got to step up and
we
play
think
big
it's
that
gonna
game.
be.
I agree.
He's got to.
Game
Willie-
2 is gonna be the Expendables versus Buckets R Us. Who you got, Wedgie?
Expendables. If Moose plays all the way they did today, and plus Buccasaurus are missing Seti, I don't know if did they replace him yet.
They did. They maybe he thinks he can play in a few weeks. Which
Yeah,
I was.
He told me
You know,
6 weeks.
Said he's saying
Yeah.
6. He said he's gonna try to do it in 3.
Nah,
I don't
I don't recommend.
I don't condone that, but
they don't.
We want you to be
They don't have an
eligible.
answer for Eric. I don't think so.
if Faisal shows up,
Faisal
it'll
shows
be
up,
fun.
yeah.
It'll be fun to watch.
But Faisal might be playing games or something.
Who you got, X?
You know, I got to go with my team, man. I got to go with my Expendables, man. I feel like, especially this game, I told Eric after the game, my goal this season is to make sure you get a 30-point game. I want them to get a 30 and 20 game. So I'm shooting with us, and I'm rocking with us.
I think I got Expendables too. Expendables is. I need Buckets R Us to show up.
Yeah,
That's it. LJ, they need you, man.
we haven't seen him with their whole team.
They
so
need you. JC.
unless everybody shows
JC's
up.
out there really by himself. Jacob and JC are really out there by themselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Expendables. Also, not much to talk about. Buckets R Us just gotta figure some stuff out. Game 3 is Splash Bros versus Revenge Tour. Revenge Tour is gonna be missing their point guard Hassan.
We got this guy named Sean who thinks he could be a point guard, but
So we'll start with Hassan. Who you got, Hassan?
I mean, I got us. It's nothing to talk about.
Revenge Tour.
Yeah,
Is Polani gonna be back next week?
I don't know.
don't
I
matter.
think he might.
I was just asking.
Yeah, I'm just letting the podcast know. It don't matter who the hell's there.
Who you got, X?
I think the game can be competitive, but man, I'm not gonna lie, man. You got big 3-headed monster. They didn't even have Sean for first week, and they still pulled the dub out. So with Sean,
He goes by Grim this season.
my bad. No disrespect. Big Grim.
Yeah, he goes by Grim
Yeah.
this
I
season.
call him Rashawn till he shows up.
Yeah. So he's on the mission too. So I expect them to win that game.
Who you got, Wedgie?
I got Revenge Tour. They got too much firepower.
Against the in-laws?
Goodness, going against family. Filani, you heard
They
that?
beat us. They beat us.
Crazy
last week,
work.
so I need some revenge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go to the bench tour. Not really much to say about that. They got Tone, they got Grimm, they got Chef. They're gonna be missing their point guard, but
I think
Shout out
for
Sweet
them,
Tea, man.
for them, it'll depend if they could hit
Sweet
threes
Tea
or
gonna play
not
solid,
next
man.
week. It'll
Who
depend if
else?
them.
Oh, yeah.
If they could hit threes next
They're
week,
gonna run a 3-2 on us. I already know it.
I will say Jalen's gonna have to hoop.
He
And on the
hoops,
other side,
I say that one
Jalen is going to be focused
Yeah.
because they've been hooping against Jalen for a long time. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, that wraps up week 2. Karibi, say salam.
I don't have nothing to say really.
Shout out, my guys. We'll see y'all boys next week. Let's have a great week.
Take care, boys.
Salam.